Buenos días, buenos días. Hay una persona muy especial que si me escuchara decir eso, diría, yo le enseñé eso. Yo le enseñé a decirlo en la forma nicaragüense. El buenos días. Pero siendo de Costa Rica, lo correcto es que diga buenos días. ¿Y qué tan buen día es este? Usted sabrá. En el canal pequeño podrán localizar un video que les voy a estar cargando en los siguientes días, porque le debo de aplicar la música, las canciones que he logrado escribir, todo un álbum, pero en ese video en específico voy a estar cargando la canción titulado Tortuga, en inglés Tortoise, en francés realmente es, que es la caparazón de la tortuga. ¿Qué es lo que hace la tortuga con esa caparazón? Protege su cuerpo, protege su paz y se permite ir paso a paso, sin ninguna prisa, sin ningún estrés, sin que nadie le dicte qué hacer y cómo hacerlo. Protege su paz. Y ahí les estoy describiendo en ese video en el canal pequeño que en la parte, el principio de acá de la descripción les dejaré saber, les dejaré el link para que ustedes vayan y lo miren en español, porque este video que voy a grabar ahorita va a ser idéntico a ese video, pero lo voy a estar haciendo en inglés. En caso de que esta plataforma decida mi canal, entonces tendré como respaldo ese en español y lo podré intentar cargar en trozos. Y vamos a empezar en inglés. Pero recuerden, para los que hablan solamente español, vayan y busquen el link que están en el principio de la descripción de este video, que es un video algo extenso. Le voy a estar aplicando la canción de la tortuga que escribí. Y saben que amo su alma, amo su existencia, pero como medio mastico los dos idiomas, estoy dividiéndome para abarcar la plataforma pequeña y la plataforma mediana, porque así me lo han permitido ustedes, el público, que me mantenga ahí compartiéndoles mi proceso. Entonces, vayan a crear ustedes su hermoso propio día. Solamente no escuchen mis palabras, solamente confíen en su ser. Y ahí en este canal hay videos que les puede compartir a ustedes lo mucho que los amo. Cuánto valoro la oportunidad que ustedes me están dando a mí de compartirles. Chao. As you can very well see, this is still a beautiful, perfect morning. And my intention today is to share with you my process. And let's speak of you and I. Because since little, maybe this didn't happen to you, but it happened to many that I know, where I was told, no, don't touch, don't say, don't speak. And in the first few times you were like, why? That part, that feminine part of you started to question, why? Why can't I speak? Because your throat chakra It's not supposed to act. It's supposed to stop. That a long time ago, we were being trained. The process of our training began to let us think. You cannot be so fragile. You cannot be so delicate. You can't be so soft. You cannot be that love. You gotta control it, or else somebody, maybe those parents, they began to training you by force that you cannot express yourself. Because when you express yourself, you have two parts. You have the duality, those two parts of you, the feminine part and the masculine, coexisting. We've always coexisted like that, in that duality. That masculine part is the one that's strong, that force that can create and destroy anything by force. So we were made believe that we are to survive by being in our masculine part, that we have to give by force. We have to take by force. Do you realize what I'm talking about? And many since children, in their childhood, from very, very early age, they had that part taken away from them. It was ripped away from them. You see, when this little creature sensed my presence, it hid, because I have disrupted the peace in which it was walking, in which the movement that it was carrying, it was disrupted by my electricity. And that's how it happened with us. Many, since children, had and were forced to go through a transformation of giving up that which they were in possession of, in which they came to inherit, to live a life in a feminine form, in the body of a woman, and many in the body of a man. So somebody in their path came with a bright idea to control them. We will transform them to the opposite energy. They were born a child male. Now they're gonna become a child female. And those people were forced to live a lie. They were forced to act in the opposite of what they desired. They were forced to transform and maintain a mask of what they did not want it. Through pain, through trauma that they have had to keep inside of them. They have not been able to express what are their dreams, what are their wishes, what is it that they desire to be, because they don't have the freedom. And now that they are finding out that they don't have to expect nothing from anybody, because the promises that were made to them of richness and comfort and happiness will never arrive. That those promises that were made to them, that they were going to have it all, they realized that's never going to be fulfilled because it was all a lie. That the sacrifice that they have endured to please somebody that made them that promise never came. It will never be. Like the tortoise, as I gave the title to that song, the tortoise with that big shell protects the peace. The tortoise takes small steps, goes through the process of arriving at the location that they want at their own time. And those promises by those people were made. They disrupted your peace. They made you sacrifice your energy, your current. Because I know that some of you are very smart and you already know this. But maybe there's one missing piece in the puzzle, like I said in one video way a long time ago. Where is that missing piece of the puzzle to have it all complete? That we are not who we think we are. You are not that reflection in the mirror. That you have not been able to see your true reflection, the true you. That once upon a time, there was many stories written about the beginning of all life, the beginning of all existence. That everything was dark. There was nothing. And from the nothingness, something started. A force came and began the dance of this unique current that now we can call proton. That's positive. It's a bright current that you can build on. And there was the other particle, the other element that we can call electron, with a negative current that by itself it can open path, it can move. And in one of them stories has been called many names that later on in the videos I will give those names as I have mentioned them before. In this process that I'm sharing with you, where all creation began, there was also another element created that was between the proton and the electron, which is the neutral, the balance, the harmony between the electron and the proton. And that's how all life became. The birds, the trees, the waters, the sun, everything forms that. And in that process, we were created. All of us were created. And in one story is given the name of Jesus, and there is many other characters as Jesus that he was in the beginning. He is the beginning and the end. And in the in-between, Alpha and Omega. And in the story, it was written for us to remember that Jesus said, all things that I have done, you can do and more. Because in the story it says that Jesus lived in that body only 33 years. I myself am almost double that age. So we have done much more. And we can do much more. And future generations will be able to do much more when they know that the base of their existence is duality. The masculine, the feminine, that they will not be judged for the choices that they make, that they can be free to express, to speak, to act on their desires. That there is no such thing as the sacrifice, because in that story has been painted that there is a crucifixion, that there is a sacrifice that Christ had to do for our sake, but it's not true, because the crucifixion, that sacrifice, the sun up in the sky does it every afternoon, every night. It dies from this side of the world. But there is another sun. There is many suns. And if you do this, that is your sun. This is my sun. My head, that sun, those ideas that illuminate me, that shows me the path in which I can understand and comprehend with clarity. This is the Son of Man. And that's why there is many suns, because each one of us have our own sun. Each one of us can choose to illuminate, to live the life that we want. But those children that since little, their sun was influenced to seeing, to acting, to believing in a particular way that they were not able to do for themselves. That today someone comes to their lives and says, I promise you I will give you all that you desire, all that you have always wanted. You will have peace and wealth and forever live the life that you've always dreamed of. Because some have the fear of dying, so they go for that. They have sacrificed, they have crucified their sun, their mind, their ideas to fulfill the vision that others have. Do you understand what I am attempting to share with you? That book, that holy, sacred book, has been written many times by many of us. And some of us have changed the stories to plant fear, to plant control from the very beginning. That way, we would not know that we are our own sun. That this sun, it's illuminating us. That this sun is here to protect us. There has been sun blocking creams to protect you from the sun, because the sun hurts you, hurts your skin. I assure you, I can stay like this for days, because I know what the sun is giving me. I know that the sun is restoring me. I know that I love the sun and the sun loves me. We are nurturing. We are embracing who we are. That we have to run away from the sun and be cooped up in a house in between four walls with the vision that somebody else wants us to hold. And what about our potential, our energy, our current, that electromagnetism, that telekinesis, where we can communicate, where we can be united, where we can be connected, because we are one huge network. The ley lines Have you ever seen one of those history channels that shows all the ley lines in gigantic forms that goes on for miles and miles? The shape of a bird or the shape of an eagle. Different shapes, because they have been trying to tell us we are down here, we are above. As it is above, so it is below. As it is inside, as the sun is illuminating us now, that we are the sun. We are our own sun. We have control over our own freedom. And that we don't have to give up that feminine part or that masculine part, that duality. We are it. And predictions of something big is coming. Yes, you better believe something big is coming, because we are coming. We are many. We will no longer believe and go into that place that has the architecture detail of our sun. Have you noticed how many of those places have the arches, the arch of your forehead? Because in there you go to submit your ideas, your money, the fruit of your labor. You get dressed up, you put on the best clothing, some makeup, and you go to surrender your energy and expect somebody to tell you, today you will be forgiven because you are here. Today you are to keep your peace because it's been given to you. You are given permission to continue and live for the rest of your life and be forgiven for your errors. There is no such thing as anybody judging you for what you have done, because we are all equal. There is justice for all of us. It's just that we forgot it. We allowed our childhood to be influenced in such a way that we hushed, we shushed, we quiet down our throat chakra and our heart chakra, our digestive system, our root chakra, our crown chakra. That current, that energy, that sacrifice that is described in the story, and it is interpreted in that following way. That Jesus, that there was a Christ, and Christ as in cross, but the true meaning of that is the elements of air, water, earth, fire. With spirit, we are one. So which one? Where are you at? Are you in your heart? Are you only stuck in your mind? Or are you just going after that meal that fulfills your thirst? Because your thirst and your hunger, it's insatiable. So we go eat and eat and eat, and I love the food. But that's all. That's the only satisfaction I can find. I got all this food. But when we come to that balance, and we realize that Christ did not sacrifice himself. Christ was not crucified. That Christ, that story means that when we go to sleep, we put to rest our sun. It dies. All those ideas, all that understanding, all that wisdom, all that knowledge, you are putting it to sleep. You are letting it rest. So that sun is going down. You have sacrificed yourself. So like this morning, I have woken up to share with you my process. I have been born again. We are born many times. Every day we are reborn. What will we make of this day? How are we going to allow ourselves to be free? To be in freedom, enjoy that freedom. That we men don't need to live of bread alone. And that was a mistake by my tongue, but in reality, you know that those things are coming out. Where many have thought that through the consumption of others, similar to us, it will grant us the power of eternal life. And it's not so, because what they are consuming is, or at least they think, by consuming your knowledge, your wisdom, your current, their lives, it's being extended. And in the story also says that as you embrace Lady Wisdom, Lady Knowledge, as some use the title of God or Universal Consciousness, whatever name you choose to use, it's all one, it's all the same. Embrace and hold by the hand Lady Wisdom or grasp knowledge. It will extend years to your life, or it will add years to your life. I know you understand. I speak enough English to be able to make myself understood of the message that I am attempting to share with you, of my process. That because some have thought that they want to possess everything, but in reality they don't have everything. They are in the dark, in their dark side. They're acting on their electron side. And they don't even bother to come to the neutron, to that middle, to that balance, to that harmony. Because that's all they have seen, that's all they've known. So they want others to give them. They are suctioning out of others the positive energy that they are. They want to absorb it, and they don't want others to shine, to illuminate. And that's why they make them the promises that they do, because they know. They just want to control them, to manipulate them, to keep them and maintain them in fear. Unless you say and act as I say, then you can reach the fame. Then you can be popular. Then you can maintain your status. And how many years it's been? You have been giving it all you can. You have humiliated yourself. You have depreciated yourself. You have devalued your true worthiness. And nothing. You are just given breadcrumbs. You have one job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs. You have one job of 16 hours. It barely gives you time to breathe. It's still morning over here. So how about if, as I'm sharing with you this process, you can still continue listening to what I'm saying, but I want you to breathe. Take in 4 seconds, and since I have to continue talking, I want you to focus, even if it is just for 1 whole minute. Breathe in 4 seconds. Hold it in for 4 seconds. And then let it go in 4 seconds. Allow your breathing to stay like that just for a little bit longer as I speak with you. Close your eyes in whichever comfortable position you want to find. Focus on yourself. And don't believe me, just believe and trust in yourself that you are your own sun, that you are equal. There is no other being more than you or less than you. We are different, and since way before we came, We always knew that we were going to be here today, discovering that we can illuminate ourselves with our own sun, our own ideas, that we should not give permission to nobody to dictate us how to be, how to act, how to talk. That we're going to be coming out more every day in our natural self and be authentic and allow our feminine side to be expressed and allow our masculine side to be expressed, because both men and women, we possess both. But because we have allowed that vision that was told through television, as you can very well see, that movie called that was supposed to unveil the truth, is just another vision, another half-truth. That it is said, or what has been, what will be happening in the future, the truths that have been covered, that we have been expecting technology and visitors from other places. And you better believe it. Yes, from other places that we have hidden ourselves from, because we have only allowed ourselves to live in that left hemisphere. Only 10% of that information. But when we do the arc, like when I weld, I have to connect my wire to ground. I have to connect to ground that one cable, that's the negative cable. So I can ground my current with the positive cable that will be melting the alloy, the metal that I want to process, and I want to shape in whichever way I decide, I choose. In that welding process, as I am sharing with you this, my process, I'm attempting to have you visualize, have you feel and know and trust that you have your process in which you have been welding yourself to. The collective are welding themselves to being that free being that they are meant to be. Because you are so beautiful, you are so perfect. And in the process of us learning all these lessons, we have grown so much. And that current, that feminine part of you, and that masculine, that electron, and that proton, in that neutral ground, it gives us our peace. Like the peace that I feel now, because I know how many of you are ready for this message. That you are able to finally find that one piece to the puzzle that we have been looking for, to step into the next stepping stone. Those eruptions in those volcanoes, all those landmarks, those pyramids that are coming up, they are being revealed from within the woods, the mountains and the waters. Those are just part of us, our chakras, because we are coming to the light, because we have been hidden, because we have been shushed. But now we see ourselves, we see everything that we are. You see that over there? You see that shark? Look how beautiful. I wonder if he sees it. You see the shark? Look how beautiful. Can you see it? That shark, you know what that shark is doing? It's carrying its current from and to many places. It's not a dolphin, because you know the dolphin looks completely different. We are connected to all the animals on the oceans. As I touch this water, I am connecting with that shark over there. We are connecting with the air. The water is part of us. Those volcanoes, those eruptions, only we can stop them. It will destroy and it will build everything as we choose to build. We are building the world that we want. You see? So we no longer have to wait on somebody else to say, you can act this way. You can maintain your fame. You can stay at the center stage. You don't have to ridicule yourself with those outfits and reveal you by what somebody else desires. You see it? There it is going up and down. I've seen sharks, but not for this length of time that keeps coming up. Those places with that architecture design of our sun, our forehead, the shape, that oval shape of our forehead, they want to keep attracting you so you can continue submitting to them your current, your energy, your money. You dress up to go there and to hear the words that somebody is dictating you, as if they are giving you a new story, as if they are talking to you and telling you that you have to submit to be forgiven, that you have to wait to act on somebody else's permission slip. And it's not so. Those places, that is an old story that no longer fits the new you, the new son that I have been born to today. Because I embrace myself, that at times I want to cry, and I will allow myself to cry, as I am allowing myself right now to speak my process, to share my truth. That this may not be for you, which is okay. That I gave permission to somebody and I kept going from one place to another, trying to find that place where I would find peace, where I would find growth. And I did not find it. And just a few days ago, to someone that calls himself to be a preacher, which is great because he is in his process of sharing and predicating his truth to somebody, to those people that want to believe in him and trust in him and give him their energy, that we have to go and visit those four walls with that architectural design of an arch, as it is the representation of our sun, so we can allow that God or that universal consciousness to give us the permission slip. You saw that shark? You saw that shark? It was over there for a while. Yeah, I was recording it on a video. It stayed up, going up and down for a while. Normally, they don't show that much. You have a beautiful day. There it is, look. It's way between those two poles over there. Look, see it? Yeah. So, and it's okay if you still decide that you want to stay in your comfort zone, that you still want to go to those places that's going to give you the word of the book that's supposed to be stories of that God, of that universal consciousness, those permission slips that are going to deliver you the message because they are the mediator. And that's okay. Just as I expect you to respect my opportunity, my freedom, my choice to express what I want to share, my process, I respect yours, and nobody should create and use any means to create violence, to instigate and make somebody or force anybody to believe what they believe, because we are one being with a duality of masculine and feminine. If you want to continue to submit your energy, continue giving the fruit of your labor or the fruit of the labor of your love partner, because that fruit of that labor, that it is called the 10th%, that should be given to that place that uses that architectural design of arches and all that rich Gothic decorations and statues and candles and pianos and all that huge organ playing that music to let you think that they are there for you. No, they are there for themselves. And that's okay. If you want to continue going there, that's your freedom. That is your choice. But do not think that you're going to be able to get off this boat, because everybody is in the same boat with the same coordinates, with the same opportunity to go and do and be as they please. Because as our sun, our mind, our ideas give us the freedom to decide how we are gonna engage and utilize our energy, our masculine side, our feminine, and not allow someone to come into our tortoise. This is our tortoise. And the fragile part of us is our throat chakra, our heart, our digestive system, our root chakra, our walk, our actions. The tortoise that we have unveiled now to protect our peace. We will no longer give nobody the power to control our energy, because we are the unstoppable current. Because as the waters are revealing to you now more than ever, in that continued vision that you want to keep buying from everybody else, walls have been built to stop the waters. But nothing can stop the waters. The waters don't ask permission. As one of the songs that I have written in there, the waters don't wait. They were built and they were said that it was because of love. But they called them law. And that with laws, we should follow. We should allow ourselves to be guided with those laws. Those are the walls that we have allowed to go up. And then we claim that the following administration should be better than the next one. And the ones before have failed. But in reality, we were the ones that we failed ourselves. We have granted the permission to others to take the decisions for us, to tell us, to create that vision that we are required, a permission to drive a vehicle, a permission to have a vehicle, a permission to be out on the streets and how we should act. And because we have given permission, we have given our current to somebody else. There are moments that those eruptions, those volcanoes inside of us, they go boom, boom, boom. Because we can no longer continue functioning in such incompleteness. Because we have put aside our duality. Because we have not accepted who we are. Because we gave somebody else control of that duality of us to dictate us, to take away from us. And that's why those eruptions, only you can stop it. Because when the dance of the beginnings of life, as Christ said, I am the beginning and I am the end. And so we are the middle as well. We are the proton, we are that electron, we are that neutron. We can maintain the peace, we can be the peace. We can protect our peace. We can be that destructive force, or we can be that creative force. As in the beginning, from the nothingness, it began a spark from the midst of the darkness of the abyss and the infinite depths. The particle came to be, the proton, the electron, the neutron, the perfect divine trinity, the base of all life, the beginning and the ending of all things. And here we are today, learning that we are everything. We are that consciousness that if you look at it this close, you can't see much. But when you step aside and you look at it and you give yourself the opportunity to breathe and continue breathing, just listen to my voice and see if this message is for you, if it makes sense. You breathe 4 seconds. You hold it 4 seconds. And you let it go 4 seconds. And feel your heart, your mind, your sun. It's permitting you, it's allowing you to see in your mind. Feel your body, feel that spirit. Can you hear these waters? Can you hear nature? Everything is one song. Everything, it's singing. It's reminding us. Everything is waking up. Because as we wake up ourselves, we will know that we are ready to embrace. We are ready to be, to exist. That even though I had to go through all those no's, through all those beatings, through all those hits, all those slaps, all those nails buried in my skin to stop me from acting, from talking, from being my too happy self. Now I choose to embrace myself. I choose to love me. I choose to accept me. And my choices and my wishes, only I can fulfill them. If I want to be up on stage and shine like the star that I am, I can choose that. And those promises, only I can make them to myself, as I will take the opportunity and the choice of not judging others, in loving just myself, in loving somebody else for their feminine or for their masculine. I will not judge anybody, and I will not be hard on myself anymore, and I will not be so pushy and demanding of myself that which I don't feel like being or doing. That I will relax and protect my peace. That I am all, I am whole. That I will allow others to be. That I want peace, my peace. That I will be coming out more and connecting with the other parts of me, with all those elements of air, water, fire, earth. That the sun, it's not hurting me, it's restoring. It's restoring all that I am, the whole of what I am. There is no need for sunblock, cream, or lotion, because my DNA, it's adapting, is restoring. Another song that I wrote, restore, rest, T, aura, is the name of the song. Rest, T, aura. We are restoring our DNA. The sun, the air, the water is delivering us all the information that we need to restore, because we have done so many things that we have experimented with ourselves. We have disconnected ourselves. We became that lab rat in which we experimented how could we control others. We ended up controlling ourselves, disconnecting ourselves. And I'm about to leave you because I want to enjoy other things. I feel that I have shared with you part of my love today, my freedom. And there is a video that I'm gonna be leaving in the beginning of this, or the description of this video, that's all in Spanish, that I'm gonna be downloading all the music that I have created. I've created just one album with 10 songs in English. And in that, if you speak Spanish, I will be downloading the songs in English and in Spanish in another video. So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and on 2 channels of YouTube. And remember, for the new ones, I love your essence. I love your existence. And ouchie, the seed is a little warm. And I will be sharing with you some more later on.